There we go. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Pinball Storytellers, our weekly storytelling show. And we have our Q&A, which is called Storytellers Talk to Twitch Chat, with our special guest, Brad Waldo.
Yo, yo.
Okay, so let's get the music done. I will just roll a bit here and start asking questions. As always, guys, feel free to ask any questions in chat, and we'll see. The personal questions might not be answered, but usually all questions are answered. Start putting questions. What was supposed to happen? Never, nothing, anything is ever supposed to happen on Pinball Storytellers. That is why we call it Pinball Storytellers. It is random. Anything and everything that happens is added in with the randomness of dice and the imagination of our guest or the player that's doing it. We are never trying to pull this one way. Justin, you wanna input on that until I get chat on stream?
Sure. Chucky's point's really good. We never go into telling these stories with an idea of what's supposed to happen. We go in knowing the original fairy tale if we're basing it on a fairy tale. Oh, what was supposed to happen in Pinocchio? So in Pinocchio, in the original story, he keeps the coins in his mouth, which is why, and refuses to talk, which is why the cat and the fox can't find it. They do string him up. The fairy does rescue him. He doesn't realize the cat and the fox are the bandits, so he meets them once the fairies release him. They go to the meadow, they bury the coins. He leaves. When he comes back to dig them up, they're all gone because the fox and the cat ran off with them. He goes back to Geppetto. He tries going to school again. He meets up with Carlo, who takes him to the land of Toyland, to take him to Toyland. Turns into a donkey, gets sold as a donkey, is forced to work a mill. It's a circus. He works in a circus. Breaks his leg. Is sold to be butchered as skin for a drum, ends up drowning in the sea. The fairy rescues him. He swims away because he's made of wood, and therefore he floats. And then the whole shark whale thing happens, and then he saves his father. He works really hard to make money to take care of his father, and then eventually turns into a real boy.
Damn, so we barely made it out of the intro.
Yeah, that's the actual grim fairy tale version.
We were in the prologue.
Yeah, and it went...
Which pretty much follows the movie, except for the cat and fox parts taken out completely.
Which is actually pretty fun. I enjoyed it.
Which was ironically the central part of our story, in a way.
Put it like this, we couldn't really continue the story the way you went with it, which is cool. It doesn't mean that it's a bad show in any way, but that's the way you went with it, and that's what we do with guests. We let them go the way they want to. The idea is to go random. So, we couldn't really continue the story, and he couldn't really become a real boy that way.
Yeah,
he had a point, now you can see it.
He's a psycho now.
So, a question for you, Brad Water. How did you get into making videos? How did you ever start?
So my channel, World of the Orange, which is why I'm Brad Woto, that's what Woto stands for, World of the Orange. Me and my friend Liam were bored, and when we were like kids, we used to make like dumb videos and stuff. We used to mess around with editing and making videos and things. We both left school, went off, got jobs and stuff, and then just got bored one weekend and made a video. And we were like, oh, we need to upload this somewhere because we want to show like our few friends. Uploaded it to YouTube. That was the first video, and then after like doing it a few times, YouTube were like, hey, do you want to make money doing that? And we were like, hell yes. So then they introduced us to the whole same thing as Twitch, like basically chucking ads on, and you get partnered on YouTube now, like straight away. But back when I started, it was a thing to aim for in the same way that it is on Twitch now. So we got partnered on YouTube quite early, and then we were like, let's make a job out of it. And tried and kind of did, really. That's
awesome.
Yeah, that was
awesome. That's a great story.
It's not an interesting story like I fucking murdered a cat and then filmed it. But yeah, that's how. Boredom is really the main thing. The same reason any of us get into anything interesting instead of just becoming a lawyer. We were bored.
So, question for all of us. What were our thoughts when Pinocchio started turning psycho? I myself really thought Brad had good reasoning, like great reasoning to swallow the cat. I'm just saying that because I see Justin's cat.
I feel
But yeah,
bad
no.
now. He's got the cat in his arms.
I feel like he had great reasonings. Yep. He did a great job. He did an awesome job with the character. He did exactly what we do on the show and what we aim for all of our viewers and all of our guests to enjoy, being random and telling the story our own original way. What's familiar at the beginning, it gets a lot changed as you go on, because you can see how society has changed so much from the values of the past to the values of the present, and that's one of the main things about Pinball Storytellers. It shows you how we, when we interpret a story, interpret it a completely different way if we add our own logic to it than those people then.
Yeah, my logic was that he was tortured straight away, because he was just like the first thing he experienced with like full like boy level of like intelligence and consciousness was just pain and torture and horror for like the hours, right? How long did it take Geppetto to make him?
It takes a long time to carve a puppet.
Yeah, like it's fucking ages. So like that level of trauma is going to affect you in some way, probably. And that's what happened. I wasn't going to go full psycho, by the way. I wasn't going to go like fully insane, but I thought I'll see what presents him, and then like I kind of went with like slightly more emotionless than he should be, because A, he's a puppet, and B, he was like traumatized in birth. So but then shit just started happening. Like Giovanni was like, hey, get me some firewood, and I was like, well, the puppet would just be like, he thinks he's a boy and he says go and get that thing that's wood. So he would just help him out because this guy was being nice to him. He gave him like he like said all these nice things that made him feel like a boy or whatever. So he was like, oh, I'll impress him by helping with this thing. Threw the thing in the fire, and that's when you realise that he just doesn't feel anything. And then from that point onwards, I was like, hopefully Justin and Chucky aren't upset with me, but he's gonna be insane.
Yes, we're just /ban Brad Odo from Pinball Storytellers forever.
I was like, that's the other side of that question, like the thoughts on when Pinocchio started being psycho. And in the back of my head, I was like, man, are they going to be upset with me for like completely and utterly making this story like a horror? We turned it into a horror.
We kind of did. We kind of did.
We turned Three Pigs into a heroic tale of a wolf that was ridding the countryside of bandit pigs.
Yeah.
So, like, this is just the opposite direction. It's the same concept. It's just the stories we tell end up different from the originals usually.
I think it was a good spin. We accidentally stumbled upon.
I have no idea. It's very random. RMCD94. Quality options are kind of. It may happen at 30, it may happen on 100, it may not even happen at 1000.
You need to be partnered to get quality options. Don't
Yeah, you need to be partnered. Besides, you can randomly get quality options.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I put it, for example, when Brad was streaming and you had a friend on and you had your big numbers of like 2000 so, you still didn't have quality options.
Yeah, I know, that was crazy, right?
Yeah, because it's very random, completely.
Okay, well then partner people always have it.
Yes.
And there must be some sort of algorithm that determines what your average viewer count is.
No, it's not. It's not necessarily average. It's more of what the servers are like at that moment. And then if you're in the highest, like basically the top branch of non-partner streamers get quality options.
Oh, that makes sense.
But
well, that's
only
still
at a certain point. Like for example, if he's playing GTA and there's several other big streamers at the same time, usually you don't get that. Usually you don't get it even if you're pretty high in the numbers.
They probably take into account like how popular the game you're playing is. Like if you're the most popular streamer for the game you're playing at the time, and you're a regular streamer, and like there's probably a bunch of variables.
Yeah,
it's probably
definitely
trying to work it out.
Fuzzy, I mean that's great. You're gonna be playing with him in a Call of Cthulhu game, and on the 1st of May.
It was a pretty good warm up for Cthulhu, right?
Yeah, it was.
Like some of your audience are now prepared for the horrific. Because there's like a sanity option in Cthulhu, right? Like that's the level of horror that there is.
That's the level of horror.
It's not an option. That's like the game.
Yeah, like they like it's like a. it's like HP, isn't it? I haven't read it fully, but it's
I'm not completely sure about it. I mean, I still I'm keeping myself a virgin about the rules until I get familiar with just on the stream, because there's been a character creation stream especially made for that, which we're gonna do characters and ask about the rules and how it goes.
I don't know anything either, by the way. I'm waiting for all of your streams before I join in. And
yes, usually we stream at 720p, or at least those who know the settings. There's a lot of things as a non-partner stream that you just figure out on the way or as you go on. It's kind of a tricky road.
Yeah, I started out streaming at 1080p, and then like some people in my chat couldn't buffer it, so I started streaming at 720, and it fixed the issue.
Yeah, I was screaming at him in the first few weeks. Don't stream at 1080p! And Brad did the other thing around. He streamed at a very low quality but no downscale.
Yeah.
Which is the only... It's kind of the way you want to go when you want your past broadcast to easily be reloadable, but not the way you want to go if you ever want to upload that anywhere else and want a good quality on it.
Yeah, we went through that.
Hey, Joachim here. Oh, awesome. Hey, Joachim, welcome. Nox TV. Awesome name, good dude. Sanity is basically like HP. Cool.
Yeah. It's like an alternative HP, right? So you can die like with HP, but then if you can also go insane. And I presume if your character goes insane, they're just dead. There's no point.
I don't think so. I think it's...
Oh, no. Sometimes if they go insane, they become the villain.
Oh, man, that is awesome.
That is awesome. Yes, we're gonna play.
And they gain superpowers. Sanity is a mental wall that keeps you away from the powers of the deeper universe.
Oh my god. Okay, I need to read some fucking Lovecraft.
we're gonna be playing Call of Cthulhu starting on the 1st of May. So literally 1 week from now. So if you stream it to MP, then the video recording file is 70 instead of yes. So basically put it like this. When you have OBS open in your video settings, you want to stream at 1080p, but you want to downscale it. You want to downscale it to 720. Because that's the way that you keep a good quality on your stream, but at the same time make it possible for people to load your stream. Because as an unpartnered stream, if you don't have a good internet, you literally watch it on source. It's the same thing. Well, the servers are not as good on Twitch for unpartnered, but let's say, just for this instance, the servers are as good, because if you have if you're the upper echelon of small streamers, then you have better servers. But basically, the only difference is in quality is because you can watch it lower if your internet is worse, or just in higher quality if you want to use more of your internet. Now you're watching this on source, which is why if it buffers, you can't do anything about it.
And that's probably going to change in the next few months because Amazon has the largest server farm in the world. And
thank you, Amazon.
Amazon bought Twitch, and the problems of the past couple of weeks have been that they're starting to transfer some of their functionality over to Amazon's cloud.
But when that's done...
Yeah, when that's done, Twitch should be completely stable forever. Like, 4chan tried to DDoS Amazon and failed. It cannot be done.
And I think 4chan DDoSed Facebook. Like completely for the and Sony.
Yeah. Amazon is literally the only company that 4chan's tried to DDoS and like failed. And they have a really good reason for it. They make like a second of downtime during the holiday season, so during the Christmas season, is like $1 million for them or something ridiculous. And that's why they have this huge server farm, and then they just rent space on it to other people to justify the existence of like the rest of the year. That's why if you run NoScript and you go to like a bunch of smaller websites, you'll have to like allow Amazon, even though it's not part of the website.
Yeah.
Interesting. So question for Brad. Is the beard staying for the beard gonna stay for the lightning cosplay?
Alright, yeah. So there's the lightning cosplay. Hang on, let me move my mic because it's kind of in the way. There it is, the physical representation of my life for the next weekend for 2 days. So yeah, I'm like, there's no way I'm shaving off the beard for anything, let alone for a cosplay. So yeah, I'm gonna be a really weird beardy glasses wearing version of Lightning that looks like, I mean, it's just gonna be this face and then a pink hairdo and then a lightning thing.
So who is it? Does Emma like the beard, or do you like the beard more?
I like the beard. The beard has been around since before Emma was around. I don't know what I look like clean shaven anymore. It's been about 8 years, I think, since I've had like a fully clean shaven face. I've gone down to like proper stubble, but not for a long time. I genuinely don't know what I look like anymore if I was to clean shave. Like I have no idea what it looks like. But I like it, and I'm scared of what's underneath, so I don't. So I'm not shaving it off.
There's a lot of competition, by the way, MCD. But yeah, Fuzzy has the right point. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of other things trying to open up. They can't really take Twitch because it's quite hard. There's Hitbox, for example. There's a lot of shit out there that's trying to copy it over.
Well, there's what the Azubu, the Korean one.
Yeah, it's like how would I put this? Like depending on where you are. For example, China and Korea and Japan, there might be a lot of substitutes for this that have the whole audience there because it's regional. It's literally only the region that matters. But besides that, there's no big competition. It's like Amazon with it being basically the gigantic marketplace it is, and there are shit ton, like hundreds and hundreds of other websites doing the same thing, still making a very good profit, but not even close to the same size.
Well, so servers are, in addition to being expensive, and the fact that you also need the internet, because buying internet at a bulk rate is actually still fairly expensive. Transcoding is the most video transcoding is the most processor intensive thing a standard server is likely to do. So if they wanted to add like source options or quality options for every single streamer, that would be an order of magnitude more servers. It wouldn't be like a few more. They would have to increase their investment in their server infrastructure by like a ridiculous amount. It's not worth it.
Yeah, that is
businesses need to do things based on their ROI.
I don't know any of this shit, by the way. I'm learning.
Don't worry about it. You're running quite fast. You are learning quite fast. I still remember the first time you came into the stream and talking about your D&D campaign, and after that I checked it out. In a couple of weeks we're already talking, so yeah, you're learning very fast.
Well, and you're already like a successful YouTuber. You don't even need to know these things. You're done.
Yeah, I mean,
as I said, you're on the golden path here, so you're cool. You are cool, dude. You are
and obviously
going somewhere.
Knowing these things is not important to being successful, because Brad's very successful and
nah.
Chucky's very successful, and I'm like the least successful person here, and I think I know the most about internet architecture and streaming, and it's on the technical side of things.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say successful.
But combined, we can make up a new Pinocchio horror story. Coming next summer. Pinocchio cuts up a cat. I couldn't think of a horror, like, what would they even call it, Hollywood, if they made a horror version of Pinocchio?
Pinocchio goes shopping for feelings. With a knife.
Puppet. They'd call it something like puppet, or like it'd be a one-word, semi-ambiguous to the whole story thing.
I don't know.
It wouldn't be Pinocchio.
It would have been Pinocchio, yeah.
Because Disney would go for a fit.
Disney would go for a fit. I mean, Disney has copyrighted the word happy, so what? What do you expect?
Have they really?
They have copyrighted the word happy.
Fuck. Disney is scary. They own so much shit. Like, they own so much more than you just think that they're like, oh, we own a couple of Disneylands and we make some like nice films, but they fucking control the world. It's scary. They're the fucking mole people that live under the Earth's crust.
It'd be. I feel like there has to be something about strings in there. It's like the tagline, like puppet. He's off the strings.
Yeah, they'd have like a horrific
Bride of Pinocchio. Well,
Bride of Pinocchio. Yeah.
No, Bride of Pinocchio is the sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like the quad.
Yeah.
Movie, the fourth movie.
It's where Harlequin becomes an ash monster and starts hunting Pinocchio down, kills him, revives him, and then they get married. And that's the plot for Bride of Chucky.
Yeah.
It's really dark.
Shush, don't tell them. That's the next episode that I'm on of Pinball Storytellers.
Yep.
Bride of Chucky. Bride of Pinocchio.
Yeah.
We've never tried to do a
sequel.
movie.
This is going to become a fucking horror franchise, man. Every time I'm on, I'm gonna make whatever you do a horror.
It's cool. It's cool because as we go on, like the first time we get a guest, it's basically an experiment in itself, and we see how it goes. For example, we've had Ryan in Hobgoblin that he plays with us in a couple of other shows. He's basically as you see him in other shows, but he's quite comedic. He's quite fun. I'd say that he's very alike to Distracted Elf, which we had on last week.
Yeah.
Fuzzy on the other side is extremely immersed in the story, and is more in there for a good story than anything else, and it's quite funny at the same time.
Yeah.
But I feel like weirdly enough, the guys who are comedic on the streams like Fuzzy is more roleplay intensive on the show, while the guys who roleplay like hold roleplay shows are more comedic here.
Yeah. Variety.
We play with lots of random guests. We also do our own thing, only me and Justin. Yeah, so we do a lot of random things with guests. Not necessarily, yeah, random would be explaining our show in itself, but storytelling at the same time. That's the core thing. We're trying to tell a story that you may have heard in parts before, but at the same time, we're trying to make it unique. So that's where the randomness comes in.
We've had 4 or 5 guests, I think, and we've done almost 20 episodes.
Let me check.
Like
let me tell you.
25% of the time ish.
They're all on YouTube as well. For anybody that's like new today, who came over from maybe me or whatever, they so they. Do you want to link to your YouTube and?
It's the YouTube is down below. Literally the YouTube is down below. So if you want to check out the YouTube, it's down below. Like you just go down and click it.
See some of
I highly encourage people to check out the very first one, Little Red Riding Hood.
That's the core of our show. That's the backbone.
It was executed perfectly, like with no practice and no like we've never tried something this before.
We did it off stream.
Perfect.
We did it off stream once. Disclaimer.
Yeah, but it didn't turn out the same way.
Yeah,
so
it didn't turn out
practice
even
didn't
close.
Help.
We basically just get people that are friends. Like that's what we do. We get our friends. This is not a like put it like this. Gems of Power went in a long process of inviting other streamers, but this is basically friends. Like we know somebody. We try and keep it streamer only, or at least somebody who has a presence on Twitch. But besides that, it's if we know you, if we like you, and if we think you'd be good storyteller for the show, because it's not simply. We can't just simply bring in anybody because, again, this is a role-playing show that is stand-up comedy, basically, just not improv comedy. So you need to be familiar with stuff like that and be able to do it.
Or improv horror, depending.
Yeah, or improv horror.
What happens to Pinball Storytellers if you're doing Call of Cthulhu on a Friday?
We're just changing it around to another day. It's only me and Justin, so we can change it around whatever we want. I think Thursday is the only day that we both can't do it. But besides that, I think we might be changing it to either Monday or Tuesday. I think most likely we'll change it to Monday. Because we've done before Monday, and it seems like most of our guests, like we have you, El Fuzzy, Cram, and a couple of other of my mods that are okay with Monday. I think. I don't know about my mods, but I know that you guys are okay with Monday. So, like, if we ever do guests, so we have a spot where we can do a guest as well. So do we watch on Twitch to get good people? I mean, this besides the roleplay team, we're part of the of the D&D streams on Twitch.
Yeah.
I mean, literally besides the roleplay team, we're the raw ones after that. It's Koibu and me and Justin are on most of his shows. Like he does Misclicks. No, Misclicks is as well there. I don't think it's there's a couple of D&D streams on the market, but we're there as well. So,
Mine's one of the others.
Yeah, we know most of those people. We don't really.
Yeah, we know most of those people, put it like that. As I said, besides the roleplay crew, we actually do know Razira, but I don't know in Control MBJP. So we're quite present in that area over on there. It's more of a we play a game with somebody, we like them, and we invite them over.
I honestly don't watch D&D on Twitch at all.
Yeah, it's not a like watch people with 20 viewers. It's more of a, I have a lot of streamers that I've formed a friendship with. So one of the things that I love is to basically just jump into their streams and say hello. One of the reasons I'm not streaming games myself recently, for the past month or so, is because until the 15th of July, I'm just scrounging enough money, actually working, to get enough budget to be able to move to Norwich next year, because Norwich. Fuzzy will kill me in chat if I don't pronounce this right. Norwich.
She probably says it different to me anyway, so you'll be okay.
Really?
Yeah, and
So I say Norwich
yeah.
because I'm from London, but
And
she's
I
from
basically
somewhere else.
don't even have time to do anything else besides work and this. That's it.
I still have a full-time job. I stream Hearthstone 20 hours a week, and I do the two D&D campaigns and this, and I have a relationship and a house that I'm working on, so I'd have no spare time to watch anyone doing
A
anything else.
Twitch streamer with a life? What madness is this?
Yes, I have a wife. The wife has a girlfriend. And yeah.
Yeah, if you want to know more about that, twitch.tv/CavalierGuest.
I hosted Justin for 2 days in a row the other day.
He did. I actually meant to thank you for that, but
I didn't mean to actually host you for the second day, but fuck it.
Oh, well, in that case, fuck you.
I hosted you, and then because I didn't stream the next day, I went back onto it on the third day, and I was still streaming. I was like, oh, I hosted Justin again last night. I don't regret it. Don't get me wrong. I don't regret a single second, but I did it. I didn't actually know that I'd streamed you for 2 days, or hosted you for 2 days.
You are actually on my whitelist. So if my mods are online and and I'm not online and someone's streaming who's on the whitelist, they just automatically get hosted.
Oh, that's cool. How the hell? See, here we go. More noob stuff that I don't like. I'm like, oh, what's that then? So it just automatically does it, does it?
No, it's not automatic, but I have a Skype chat with all my mods. And
Oh, I see.
I tell them, these people are on my whitelist.
Yeah.
Justin, do you sleep? Before I answer the previous question.
I sleep for about 4 hours per night. Sometimes I sleep a little longer on accident when things are really bad, but I've been good for the last month or so.
Oh, I would go crazy if I slept 4 hours, by the way. Just putting it out there. I would go completely crazy. Nuts.
I'm highly functional, so...
I'm okay on 6, but really I like to get 7.5, dead on. If I get dead on 7.5, I feel awesome for that day.
If I, it's the same thing. I try and sleep 7 hours. If I sleep more than 7 hours, I'm dead for the rest of the day. If I slept 10 hours or 8 hours or 9 hours, I will be a walking zombie.
Yeah.
And the thing, I don't drink coffee. So...
Yeah, I have straight up caffeine.
I couldn't. I don't want to start because I worked as a bartender for a year and a half before I got hired as a translator. And put it like this, I drank coffee there and it was horrible because it just fucked my system so much.
Yeah, I don't have caffeine, actually. I mean, I occasionally have caffeine, but only because it tastes good, not because I have a regular addiction to it.
I have a regular addiction. I have full on. I feel a large percentage of my blood at all times is just caffeine. There's there's some red blood cells and shit, and then there's just a can of Red Bull that just moves.
I wish I had more spare time. I wish that there's stuff I want to do for my stream that I could do if I had 7 uninterrupted hours of work to set things up the way I wanted to, but I just don't have that time.
I wish I could live off of 4 hours so that I could have those extra 3 hours to do other things.
Yeah, I wish I could not sleep at all, but
yeah,
I do that sometimes.
If you're still growing, I don't recommend getting less than 8 for the record. But once you get to a certain age, it's it's fine. It's whatever.
Maybe it'll kick in.
Now comes the stronger question. What it gets to be so popular? I'm not that popular on Twitch, but the only way to get there, if you ever want to, is work. You can ask Justin over here, you can ask Brad, they're both relatively new. Well, Brad is a lot newer than Justin, he's been here for a bit, but I bet they both know that this is a lot of work. You don't get into streaming if you want to make it serious, like we do, just by saying, okay, I'm gonna get streaming, let's fucking do this. That's 0.1% of the streamers actually do something by doing that.
However, just you still just have to stream. just do it.
Yeah.
Like be present. And
Be
do it.
present and
Like,
do it good. You just don't slap an overlay on and just put your camera in and play a game. You need to think what game you want, what feel do you want your chat to have. Are you gonna interact with chat or not? Are you gonna leave them there? Because that's cool. I mean, some streamers do that. It's only the game for them. It's sometimes only the interaction for some streamers. You want to have a melt between that. Do you want to have an awesome bot that you can do events with chat and do a lot of shit with basically your viewers, or do you just want to concentrate on your own experience and convey a good experience with your viewers? Do you want to do a cam? Like, for example, we all use cams, but Fuzzy in chat doesn't use a cam, and that's that's an amazing concept. I love the idea behind it, just because you get judged on your personality and not on your appearance. Like a lot of other streamers don't use cams. Bikeman, Rhino Crunch, there's a lot of other streamers that are very successful and don't use cams. So there's a shit ton to do if you want to start streaming. It's put it like this: you don't know how much work it is until you start, because many people just jump into it and say, okay, I'm gonna do it, and you stream for a month or half a month and you realize you have 0 viewers, and it's not because you're not interesting, it's simply because there are people who put in more work over on there in other streams. They try and provide a better entertainment, a better quality, more options, literally more content than you do.
and they've probably been on there, so they've already established an audience. Like,
Even if they haven't.
They've been through that first month where you had like the 2 viewers or whatever. I was like kind of lucky. I had my YouTube audience that I poached a few off of, kind of thing. But I still did the same thing at the beginning of YouTube. It was the same concept entirely. Like, just
I was actually
work.
thinking about. So someone asked this question on Monday, actually, during our other Q&A, and I was thinking about the best concise answer to the question. I think it's 3 C's, right? You have commitment, consistency, and content.
Yeah, straight up done.
Ooh, awesome.
So you need to commit to streaming. You need to commit to a streaming schedule, whatever that is, preferably multiple days a week. You need to be consistent with it. You need to always follow through on things you say you're going to do. Like if you say you're going to make a video, or say you're going to make a highlight, or say, oh, if you do this, you'll get a mod. Like whatever it is, when you interact with your chat, you need to be consistent in the things you say and what you do.
Yeah. So,
and then you need to make interesting content.
I would also add another C to that: comfortable. If you aren't comfortable with what you do, you can't do it. Like, if, for example, RMC, if you're uncomfortable talking with chat, you don't talk with chat. That's it. People are gonna know. People on Twitch are gonna know the first second you're not happy doing something. Put it like this: they're gonna know, and that is the first and the surest way to get somebody to just say, you know what? There's somebody more interesting. There's somebody more entertaining. I want to watch him. Try and provide just content that's unique, because there's a lot of streamers out there.
You can acclimatize though. Like, you might feel a bit weird the first couple of streams.
Yeah.
Like, I spent 4 years doing like edited videos, and like we did a few events where it was like live on stage with the mic, which was really weird for me and stuff like that. But you acclimatize entirely to just chatting shit at a camera for hours. So like you'll like don't let it put you off. Like, still go for it, but you might feel weird, but it will show.
Yeah. Like, for example, the first episode of Unabound, the first time I got 4 digits in views, for the first 30 minutes I was blushing. I was stammering and I was blushing.
It's a really funny VOD. I encourage everyone to go check it out.
Yeah.
You don't even have to sound on. Just look at Chucky the whole time.
Just
It's like
watch
bright
Chucky.
red.
Yeah, I literally go tomato red. That's because I was watching at a viewer count. It was like, that's my first show with Koibu, I think. We did some one shots before, but that's like the first show in itself. And
then
Still
and then
great though, right?
Once you have an audience and once you have a chat, the last thing you need to worry about, which is also a C, is culture. Like, there are certain chats that are totally toxic, and you go into them and no one can actually talk because people are just spamming. But the streamer is really popular, so it doesn't matter. You have to decide what kind of culture you want your chat to be, because that's the thing you're gonna have to maintain it from the beginning.
Yeah.
To be a certain way, or it's going to get out of control.
yeah, so for example, again, I'll give the example of Brad's chat one fateful night when another entertainers people came into the chat that vastly outnumbered his. At the same time, doesn't mean that the chat changes. If your feel for the chat is I want to have chat clean and nice and everybody can chat in it and have fun, then you put up a good and another part of streaming, help. You need help. You can't do it alone. You will never do it alone. You would
Hell.
never do them.
My whole streaming life so far has been like struggle through for a few months by myself, and then I just went Chucky, Fuzzy, Evil Bunny, help, like just help. Like that's why Fuzzy's calling me Bambi in the chat, because she started to call me the Bambi, because I'm like, I just keep showing up on like Skype, like, hey guys, I don't know how to do this one thing that you all know how to do. Could you just help me real quick? But yeah, like you were aiming for mods though, right?
Yeah, but mods and itself people to help you.
Yeah, straight up. It's so much like everything since befriending like a few more streamers like you guys. It has been so much easier for me because I've just been like going on YouTube, like watching like how to set up OBS videos and just freaking out. Like I fucking have no idea what the fuck this is.
Yeah, the first time I looked at his settings, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, yeah. But now I've got like a green screen normally. I've got this new mic. Look at that. Fancy.
New very fancy mic. New better stream quality. It's all better, going better and better.
But like again,
I want a mic.
It's all kind of like bit by bit. I've acquired each new thing. Every little it's like the stream has only gained like 1% quality every stream. But you learn, like it's with anything. You learn. You'll go, oh, that's a good thing I saw in that stream. I'll apply it here. Or oh, this was a great thing that I found out tonight. And your stream will slowly improve. You just have to keep doing it. Consistent.
And that's commitment.
And commitment and consistency.
It's actually a really helpful concept. This applies to every part of your life, but there's a Japanese word, kaizen, which literally translates to something wind, I don't remember, but the concept is continuous improvement. It's not that you get all better all at once, it's that every day you make something a little bit better.
Yeah. There is another saying, American one. I don't know who said it, but there's an American saying about this, saying your life is constant improvement, a road forward. If you ever are okay with just stagnating, then you've lost. Then you can die. That is, you have failed in your life. Hello.
Yeah. This is the wife, by the way.
Hey.
Hello, wife of Justin, which we don't know the name of. Who's the name? What's the name?
Her name's Rachel. How do you not know my wife's name?
I know you. Oh shit. I'm
blown away that you don't know. Like,
I'm gonna just say it. I'm just gonna.
Okay, we're not gonna talk to Chucky anymore. We're just gonna push him off the side. Rachel, this is Brad. Brad, this is Rachel.
That's Chucky. You've obviously never met. Like.
Yeah.
It's just sort of there. I like that.
I love that this is the first time that I've ever like spoken to you, Justin. But Chucky has known you for months and months.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like I can be forgiven for not knowing who Rachel is, but Chucky...
But she's such a fixture. Everyone should know who she is. She's amazing.
I now know now. I'm gonna...
Now she's bright red, so she's even better.
There's a reason to follow. Cavalier Guest.
Twitch.tv.
Follow for Rachel.
Follow for Rachel.
I'm sufficiently embarrassed.
Yeah, you're sufficiently embarrassed now. You can go. I love you.
You knew that would happen, didn't you?
I did. She had a professional development day today, so she was only at school for the first part. She had no kids, and now she's gonna go observe a different science teacher teaching it at it's an international baccalaureate program for middle school. She's gonna go observe the science teacher for that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Good luck to her with that. So chat, other questions? Do we have any other question, guys? Feel free. So if you have any other questions, post them in chat. If not, we'll ask Brad.
If not, we're going to end on that note.
Yeah, but do you want something to ask Brad?
Me.
But what was your first experience? What do you think about your experience on Pinball Storytellers? This is something we ask all of our group.
I really enjoyed it, but I was worried that I had destroyed a thing that you have created, and that I'd come in and just I derailed it too hard, because I was like, oh man, I don't know if I've gone too far off key here, and if they've got a plan and a story and they have to end it after an hour because I've destroyed it so heavily, so I was worried in the back of my mind, but I really enjoyed it, and I actually kind of I enjoyed the fact that we came up with this weird fucking screwed up Chucky doll Pinocchio
I know.
story.
You just looked at me. And you were
It's
inspired.
a cool story. I'm waiting for like we'll see. It'll fucking show up on Disney. Will pick that shit up.
Yep.
They'll do it.
Yep.
Pop it.
That's when I'm gonna become a sellout.
One boy.
Okay, so
Raised in pain.
If you're gonna sell out to someone, sell out to Disney, man. They treat you so nice.
Yeah.
I mean, they take everything you own, but they treat you so nice and they compensate you so well.
Yeah. I've
so
worked before.
wait, short sentence answer on what's your favorite voice for a character? Goblin voice. Justin?
Arky.
No, wait, it's like I can't kill you.
I know Jack likes this voice the best, and I can actually even go a little bit higher.
That hurts my ears.
That's the idea. That's
Yeah.
why I don't normally go that high. But yeah, I have a really good falsetto, so I like it.
I recently found out that I can kind of do Mickey Mouse.
Like today.
Yeah, like I didn't realize like I could do like
You would do a good Mickey Mouse. You have the laugh down.
It was weird as shit that like this voice was coming out, and I was like, that kind of sounds like Mickey Mouse to me. It's like I kind of recently played Kingdom Hearts as well, and I was like, wow, like I feel like that sounds like the Mickey Mouse from Kingdom Hearts. Like that's, it's not my favorite voice because I don't feel like I can actually do it. I do a voice for my dog a lot, where he's like,
Hey, how's it going? How you doing? Do you want to give me some food?
because he's the Dark Lord Shadow Demon.
You sound like a smoker.
Yeah, like he's a fucking evil demon from hell. That's what my dog is. He's not even a dog. He's just a demon that got trapped in a dog's body. I'm
That kind of
convinced
sounds
it-
like a plot from anime where the demon was caught in a cat's body and they were hunting demons from the journal of her mother. I don't remember the name of that thing.
I have no idea, but yeah, that's basically the story of my dog, the Dark Lord.
Oh, you know what? Actually, my favorite voice is my sexy voice, but I've never had to use it on stream.
Justin?
So hopefully someday we'll have a character. Hopefully
Justin?
someday we'll have a character where I could use my sexy voice.
Justin, Shenanigans is this Sunday, and I'm the only female in the party. I'm expecting.
The sexy voice.
Sexy voice.
Pull it out.
Okay, but my character's named Squirrely McSquirrellerson. I don't think he's allowed to have a sexy voice.
I think it's Shenanigans. It doesn't matter.
Is Shenanigans overtaking Honorbound? Did Honorbound end?
Honorbound kind of is on a hiatus. We realized that we got over the fact that we're playing like inexperienced demon and like very experienced players.
Yeah.
So instead of we wanted to make the D&D show that we were running then quite unique in its way of doing it. So we decided to do it the Shenanigans format.
Yeah, I wasn't sure because the thing is, I'm watching Honorbound through, so I'm like months back in the past. So then you were just suddenly doing this other thing with the whole cast. I was like, is it going to end at some point? Are they going to fucking all die? Like, what happens? Don't tell me.
I'm not gonna tell you. Don't worry about it. Don't look at the
I,
chat. They might tell you. So don't look at chat from now on.
I feel like it would be a good point as well to like tell you, you know, your goblin voice that you do. There was a point, right? This is before I knew you, right? Me and my girlfriend used to do a Chucky impression in the house because both of our favorite bits so far, because we've been watching it together in Honorbound. This was like Christmas. We started watching Honorbound, and there's a point really early on where a bugbear. You all were in like a cavern, and you were chasing Glassstaff. Do you remember that way back?
Mm-hmm.
And you went into like a cave underneath a city, like a cavern, and there was like a gorge in the way. And you went into these rooms and you were looking for Glassstaff. And I think you kind of like you had the fight with Glassstaff, but there was a bugbear that overheard it, and he busts in, right? And it took comedically, it took me by surprise and made me laugh. And also, it was just so good in terms of story wise. But you had this bugbear bust in like straight away. All the other characters, like the rest of you, Justin and everyone, were all just like doing their thing, like, okay, so I'll probably look for some loot. And then you went, Chucky, you go, what the fuck is going on in here? And it was so funny and so unexpected. And like, me and Emma, we do it all the time. Like, if one of us starts a sentence with what the fuck, like, is something or other. Like, if I walk into a room and I'm like, oh, what the fuck is on TV or whatever, she'll turn around and going, what the fuck is going on? And we have been doing it since Christmas. So like Emma was like when me and you first started sort of like speaking and stuff, she was like, are you going to tell him? Are you going to tell him that we fucking quote him? And I was like, Never. Like, I can't like turn around to somebody who I'm now friends with and go, so yeah, we quote you from before I knew you. But yeah, there was an episode of Honor Bound where literally the funniest thing I've probably ever seen on Twitch happens, because you just bust in on them with this amazing, like, comedic timing, like, brilliant voice, and it was that goblin voice, and you reminded me of it just then when you did it. Anyway, just so you know, and it's not like even a thing that we've stopped doing, because now it's like, oh, I know Chucky now, so it's a bit weird. We straight up still do that whenever anyone says what the fuck.
Somebody said something in chat about this is when Chucky goes rather than yes. This story made my month, maybe not day.
my
month.
favorite bit of Honor Bound so far. So good. Made me laugh.
Yep.
What
Okay.
the fuck is going on in here?
I don't think. What the fuck is going on in here?
It was so good. The annoying thing as well, we watched it so many times. Because it like I can't remember anymore, but we knew the timestamp down. It's like 6 minutes or so into one of the episodes, but I can't remember what episode it is.
Wow.
Yeah, because we were like, we kept doing it so much. We were like, we have to find out when it happens so that we can keep doing it and like we don't forget. So like we watched it so many times, dude. It was crazy. It was so funny.
Okay.
It got us good.
Yes.
The what the fuck is going on in here story.
The what the fuck is going on? Yes. Thank you for that.
That is your goblin voice. Your bugbear / goblin.
That was my
voice.
bugbear. I kind of evolved my goblin voice into the like inhale between the teeth when closed and doing like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna try and drink your marrow for your bones.
I've noticed that in later episodes.
Yeah, because I had only one voice for basically everything in the first episode, and that was the bugbear voice. So I kind of branched that out.
Yeah. Professional voice actor, Chucky.
Okay.
Professional voice actor.
It's so hard to be a professional voice actor. I looked into that as a career once, and it's just like no.
Same here, yeah. I was really interested in it at one point.
Okay, so I think that's a good point to end that.
Yeah.
That's the end for Pinball Storytellers Twitch chat, and we're going to see you guys tomorrow. Me and Justin for Holy Giant Queen, The Return. So we're going back to our proper adventure. We're most likely going to spend the first hour doing a recap of literally all that happened episode by episode. So we can basically get everybody reacquainted with the show. And
I need to watch that whole thing as well. Because I watched the intermission episode where you were all hanging off of a cliff at one point.
Holy Giant Queen is starting in 21 hours.
Damn.
There you go.
I've got 21 hours to watch the whole
20
thing.
hours. The schedule is down below. You can also type exclamation point CD in chat to figure out everything that's happening on the channel. But the best way of doing it is following me here on the stream. You see that follow button. It's always a great help. Or on Twitter at Chucky616. And the schedule is down below. So if you go into the schedule and open that up, all the timers for the shows are there. So now let's do some shout outs for Justin.
Hi guys. I'm Cavalier Guest on Twitch. I stream mostly Hearthstone, Monday to Friday from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or I guess PDT right now technically, but whatever. Daylight Savings Time is stupid.
Yeah, they mess it up.
I'm also in multiple D&D campaigns now. The Gems of Power, Horde of the Dragon Queen, and Shenanigans. Those are over on Koi Boost and Chucky's channels though, and I'm sure everyone in chat knows who they are. So you should check me out. We have a lot of fun on my stream. We talk about a lot of different things. BDSM, depression, relationships, sex, poetry. Lots of different things. So you should check it out.
The interesting side of life.
I mean, it
And-
depends on what you're interested in.
The water.
Hey, I'm Brad Woe. I'm the noob. I'm the Bambi. I stream all sorts of random things over at Brad Woto / Brad Woe. Is that right? Twitch.tv / Brad Woto. Yeah, that's my Twitch. This is how new I am, dudes. I'm like the noob kid. I also do a D&D campaign, my own one. I don't DM it, but it's called Chronicles of the Grey, and that's a lot of fun.
It's awesome. Check it out.
It's got a couple of YouTubers in it, Ashens and my girlfriend Emma. She's a YouTuber, makeup type human. But yeah, mostly I just variety game around 7 or 8 p.m. GMT or BST now that we're in freaking British summertime. Yeah, just messing around. Although in next weekend I'm doing a big stream dressed up as Lightning for World Animal Protection. So that's going to be fun. It's going to be 36 hours from 9 a.m. Saturday till 9 p.m. Sunday. I'm going to be dressed as a girl. There's going to be a point where I go to sleep, and I think Emma's going to overtake, dressed as Fang, who's one of the other characters, which could be kind of fun. So I'm going to get like 6 hours.
Wait. This is the most important question. You're going to be dressed as a girl, but will there be eyeliner?
If I can work out, like, I mean, it wouldn't be true to the cosplay because Lightning doesn't wear eyeliner, I don't think. But I mean, I can do it.
You
if
have a
you
girlfriend
want,
that is a makeup artist.
Yeah. You can enhance your eyes and not make it obvious that there's eyeliner on, but everyone will know because they're used to seeing your eyes without it.
Yeah. Most of the time, my eyes are just like a reflection of my screen because I have to wear glasses. So, like,
oh no, eyeliner will help with that because if you darken and make shadows, the reflections aren't as bad, so you can actually see the eyes more.
Perfect. I'll have full eyeshadow. I'll look like the arrow.
Okay, that's it. We're gonna branch off for another hour. So see you guys. See you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thank you for being here.
Bye.
Bye, guys.